Hello everyone, what it is, what it does, and what it do. Drake Adams here with another Pokemon TCG online deck profile, and today we're going to be doing a Machamp EX deck profile, but not just a standard Machamp. This is going to be my heavy Machamp EX build. It's going to take a little twist on some of the cards that were made available via the Breakthrough set. Either by a reprint or by being a new card. And so yeah, we're going to see how this can play out. It's definitely a unique strategy. As you can see from standard builds, we aren't going to be using the Ariados. We are going to be going with a different strategy, and I will show that right now. So our main attacker will be the Machamp EX, and what we're going to be doing now, he's a pretty interesting Pokemon. He's pretty tough. Like when you go up against him, he's kind of frustrating because you don't want to really attack him too much unless you can kill him, and you don't want to give him too much time to set up because he can build up a couple energies and then do big hits. But we aren't going to be using the Crazy Hammer all that much. The Crazy Hammer is his main attack. That's the one where if he is like poisoned typically or has a special condition on him, he does 80 more damage, and then you remove all special conditions. So what this is good is if he's poisoned, then you can attack for 160. If you have any strong energies, muscle band, he's hitting really big. But it does take the plant line of Pokemon from Ariados and other cards. So I'm going with a more streamlined just fighting build, and we're going to be focusing on Steaming Mad. Now what Steaming Mad does is this attack does 20 more damage, time the number of damage counters on this Pokemon. This Pokemon is now confused. So it's a very, very, very strong attack. If you think about it, if he has 6 damage counters, he's doing 120. If he has 10 damage counters, he's doing 200. So yeah, he hits really hard. The only issue is that he's now confused after that, so that's why a lot of people don't really like to do it. But because of Breakthrough Set, we got this very interesting card, Heavy Boots. Now what Heavy Boots does, it's a tool card. If the retreat cost of the Pokemon this card is attached to is 3 or more, that Pokemon gets 20 plus HP and can't be confused. If that Pokemon is currently confused, remove that special condition. So this is awesome, and it's basically specifically made for Machamp, I'm guessing. I'm sure there's going to be a few other cards as well, but this is like a perfect situation because yeah, Machamp has the 3 retreat costs. He has an attack that leaves him confused afterwards. So you put this on the Machamp, you do Steaming Mad, you can do his big attack, and then you still aren't confused. Not to mention he gets 20 HP, so he's now at 200 HP, which can mess up a lot of people's strategies. If they're aiming for a specific amount of damage, it can help you survive. So that's pretty awesome. So that's where the heavy comes in. Not to mention we now have Heavy Ball back. You can search your deck for Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or more, put it into your hands. So we're also using that. It's like level ball except for big heavy Pokemon. So this is the heavy Machamp build. So no Ariadoses. We're just going to be basically sitting on the Steaming Mad. Like, we're going to have him active. If our opponent hits him, then they're going to realize we're going to attack back and do big damage. So it's cool because usually we can just be investing 2 energies instead of 3. We don't have to be getting small plants. With the Ariados, I feel like if they Lysander that out and then kill it, then your main strategy can be, stalled for a couple of turns. So I kind of like this Steaming Mad build. For the rest of the deck, we're going to be using 2 Shaman EX just for draw. That's standard. Now we're going to be running 3 line of the Dodrio. Doug Trio, actually, not the dodo bird, but the little earthquake guys, the Doug Trio. Now, why we're using this is, one, energy speaking, they're very cheap. You're just going to take 1 energy since you're going to be investing energies into your Machamps. So he's a good fighting Pokemon that is really cheap to accelerate. And also, the Earthquake attack does put damage counters on your bench. So sometimes what's going to happen is if your opponent sees what you're doing and knows how the Machamp works, they're going to try not to attack him and put damage counters. You can use the Doug Trio to put damage counters on him, on your own right, and then also you can do damage. You can do it for cheap. So he actually works very good in this build. And then we have 2 Hawlucha because it's nice to have free retreat, can hit big on EXs, and just a nice flexible fighting Pokemon. So here's our Pokemon line. For our item cards, we have 2 Enhance Hammers. Since it is a fighting deck and we can grab items like almost whenever we need to, it's nice to be able to grab these to knock off special energies. We have the 2 Heavy Balls, which we mentioned, 1 Professor's Letter. We're going to be running 3 switches because the Machamps are really big, and if our opponent decides not to attack the Machamp and is just going to like wait, then we can switch into the Hawlucha or the Dugtrio and then start doing damage that way. We're using 1 Ultra Ball. That's basically just to grab the Shaman. We don't really need more than that because we have the Heavy Balls to grab the Machamps, we have the Karinas to grab any of these guys. So we're always going to be able to grab our Pokemon. Just the Ultra Ball is there just to grab a Shaman for like that random draw. Running 3 Versus Seeker. I like to run 3 instead of 4 because when I run 4 I feel like I always start off with like 2 Seekers and 2 Lysanders and then I'm just stuck. So just 3. And now for our supporters. 1 Judge. I mainly run Judge for the Metagross decks and those gorgeous decks. I like to have 1 in there just to kind of disrupt that strategy. 4 Karina, 2 Lysander, 2 Pokemon Center Lady. So Pokemon Center Lady is for we are going to be trying to sit on Steaming Mad and attacking for big amounts of damage. But if our opponent gets 80, 100 damage counters and then we attack and then our opponent gets a little bit more and we're up to like 160, 180, it would be nice to be able to heal off some of that damage and still 1 KO people. So running 2 of the Pokemon Center Ladies actually helps pretty good. Running 2 Professor Birch, 4 Sycamore because just got to get that draw in, and that's it for draw. We run 4 Fighting Stadiums, 3 of the Heavy Boots. Only need 3, you don't need 4 because you'll most likely not actually get all 4 Machamps out. 4 of the Strong Energy and 8 of the regular Fighting Energy. So yeah, that's the deck. Let's go get our match on. Let's go get our match on. Where we are. What's the deck called? Let's find it. Yes, Heavyweight. Perfect. Alright, cool. So, let's do it. Sorry, sometimes it takes a while to find a match. Who's gonna be our... Cool, alright. Fruit Rocks. And our opponent for today is Fruit Rocks. Called in the air, and we won the coin flip. This guy's got some Fruit Rocks on his face. Alright, so let's see how we're starting off. Cool. Looking like a good start so far, actually. Let's see what we're playing against the Greninja. Alright. Probably a Greninja Miltank deck, which isn't too bad. Because the Miltank is going to be weak to our Machamp. He's trying to get the last and I don't have much time to play. I'm sorry I can't because we are actually recording a video. And a lot of people try to trick in this game. I don't think he is, but we are doing a video, so unfortunately I can't. And we'll give him a little sad face. So, unfortunately I can't, but we are doing a video. And, alright, we got 2 Machamps out. I guess we can go ahead and get a third. And, we're going to end turn. Oh, yeah. So, we'll see how this goes. Being put to sleep can hurt, but we do have Pokemon Center Lady if we are trying to get off to sleep. We have another Diglett. Go ahead and put the other energy on here. And, yeah, I guess we can go for no, actually, I don't want to lose the second Versus Seeker. So go ahead and get the Birch. Don't want to be down 2 via Seekers right off the bat. There you go. Okay, and it looks like we're probably going to end up being down another versus Seeker. But we gave it a shot. I guess that's all that matters. And we were able to keep our Pokemon Center Lady in the deck, which is good. Alright, so let us start setting up another Machamp. I guess we'll go ahead and get rid of these cards, unfortunately. There we go, and that's a little better. Then we have the last. I don't want to fill up our bench too much in case we need to get a Hawlucha or something, so I guess we'll end here. And we have the Karina. Our Machamp has the heavy boots on. So right now you can see we're already going to be attacking and not worrying about being confused afterwards. But our opponent hasn't been able to put anything else on the... Okay, there you go. Now he's getting his bench going. Now no matter what he hits, we're going to be knocking him out most likely. Perfect. We got heavy boots for this Machamp. And we don't really need to put the strong energies on the Machamps because they hit for so hard. So we'll save that for our Dodrios. And we got a Dodrio right there. Let's see what we're going to need. Enhanced Hammer? No. The switches are pretty nice. I'll keep the switches at this point. We're going to go ahead and evolve the Dugtrio. And he's steaming mad. Now he has a resistance, so he'll survive one more turn. But we have 140 HP because of that boost. So we're not too worried about that. Now, this is where we could use a Pokemon Center Lady to kind of, you know, shrink our damage down a little bit. But we have another Machamp ready to go, so not too worried about it. Opponent hits us for 160. Let's go ahead and... we're going to go ahead and use a switch. Bring out this Dugtrio. And Earthquake. Now we're starting to get our damage on the other Machamp EXs. And we're going to have to make sure we don't kill this Machamp EX with all the hits. But he can come in and basically kill anything. And it was going to be likely that our opponent was going to be able to Greninja, discard energy, and then attack for a kill anyway. So this way at least we're starting to get damage on our other guys. Interesting, we did not see the energy attack, so hopefully that was in our favor. Let's go ahead and heal off some of the damage from this Machamp EX. We can go ahead and use the switch again because we want to keep that. If this was a normal energy, I'd just harder treat, but since it's a strong energy, we'll go ahead and do that. And let's Steaming Mad. Now how cool is it to Steaming Mad, not be confused, and to have an extra boost up to 200 HP. Pretty cool indeed. I do kind of feel sorry, but I don't know if I would have conceded anyways. I mean, yeah, I guess that is true. The versus ladder is almost done. But, I mean, what can we do about that? And check this out. So we have a Primal Kyogre 240. Let's go ahead and put another strong energy. And let's Steaming Mad for massive damage. 260. 110 damage on us. We hit for 260. So, yeah, there you go. Couldn't take it easy on our opponent. We had to be cutthroat. Why? Because this is Machamp EX. It's not only Machamp EX, it is heavy Machamp EX with the heavy boots. Heavy boots is awesome. I'm sure there's going to be some other uses for it. If nothing else, it can put up your big Pokemon to 200 HP. Or whatever HP they're at, give them plus 220. So that's impressive. To not be able to be confused, that's awesome. I was thinking about maybe doing a strategy with the Haunters where you can confuse both actives, and then you can have the heavy boots on yourself. You won't be confused, yada yada yada. But there you go. There's a cool preview of what the deck is capable of. Very impressive. I'm loving it. People don't want to attack into the Machamp, and if that's the case, then you just build up your Dugtrios. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe. We're trying to do some more videos like this, so if we see that people like them, if we're getting a good response, then we'll go ahead and start showing some more builds, especially builds that aren't just the typical ones that you see running around. We don't really do much meta. We do stuff that can kind of counter the meta or is like kind of creative. So yeah, thank you for watching. As always, I've been Drake Adams, and you guys have been great. See you next time. Peace.